Hey guys, like it's your JPS here, and here we are looking at the Blast Impulse. It's a nice master grade. I will admit during building this and due to me having carpet, the yellow piece that goes on his chest and the yellow piece in his knee is missing. They fell on my carpet somewhere, and I can't find them. Like, I literally searched all over my carpet by my desk. Can't find them. Hopefully it will pop up sooner or later so I can, plug them back in. But that's one of my gripes about dealing with small pieces. But this is a premium Bandai kit. Glad I got it. It was so worth getting them because it completes the set of having all three. Um, you get the standard base body that you would get for the rest of the impulses, except there's two new pieces you use in the head. Um, Basically, this is a different chin piece, and the piece that goes behind the face guard is a different one. It's sort of similar to how they did. I want to say it was similar. Well, the normal Force Impulse has the red and red. They just made that one piece. I think the Sword Impulse did the red, and then they did a black chin piece that plugged in. But normally you would have had a blue piece, a blue face guard piece molded in, but to do this, they said no, we're not doing this because we don't want red showing up. I mean the blue showing up underneath, so they made you use a red piece. I'm not complaining though because that's like the only red you will see on the kit outside of like the core splendor. Like I said, it's still the exactly same build and everything all together. Same colors, same build. Your colors is like this dark grayish blue. You got the green. You got your white. And you get your little bit of yellow that goes around. So, nothing too out of the ordinary here. 'Cause I think the only thing that does not change is the yellow here across all three. Yeah, because I'm looking at the other two. The yellow here around the chest, the yellow on the V fin and the white, and the red behind the face are the only pieces that does not change. And, this like off-whitish color is also the ones that doesn't change. But overall, yeah, he's a cool little dude. It's nice to have all three of them in my collection. So, for his articulation, it's the same as all the others. It goes up and down. It can also go forward and backwards. Arms do rotate and go out that far. Rotate below the shoulders and double jointed elbows. These are 2.0 style hands, so you got the hinge at the wrist, ball jointed all the fingers. You can rotate, you can hinge them. But he also comes with a another set of hands though, which I don't think he actually needs these, because these are the hands that you would use for Force Impulse and Sword Impulse, the user swords. But I want to say he can use them for another reason. Waist, you have a waist. It's on a oops. It's on a ball joint, so he has a little ab crunch and it rotates side to side. You ain't gonna go fully because how big the waist is. Front skirts, they move up. Side skirts can move a little bit. Back skirts move. Core Splendor can move out the way. Core Fighter, Core Splendor, whatever you want to call it. the legs can go that far back and that far forward. So pretty much he's doing a full splits. He can go splits normally. He could go splits normally until his side skirt with the pocket knives kicking away. The knees are double jointed, and they had that nice little gimmick with the knee armor moving. Ankles are double ball jointed. You have a ball joint at the top and at the bottom, so you get that. You get some swivel rotation. Toe bends down for transformation. Ankle guards, they move. You also have piston action in his foot too. I mean, it's the same thing you already see me do with the Force Impulse and Sword Impulse, so no real need to go over too much of the articulation. So, well, let's go ahead and look at his accessories. Well, I didn't mention it though, the cockpit does open, but you're not gonna see too much of it. This part, because it slides up, this opens up, and this little hatch down here opens up, but you're not gonna see the fighter, no cockpit or anything, no pilots inside, because that the inner frame is kind of blocking that. It's just due to the nature of design, but standard accessories you get, well, like I said, you have pocket knives. I think that's the hard one to open up. You got your standard pocket knives in there. He also has the shield, which plugs in into the hole on the side of his arm. And due to how it is, it can, this part rotates around up there, then you got it rotating again on the other one. So basically the shield can go pretty much anywhere. You can also bend at there. There's also a hinge for it to bend, so you can have it on the back of his arm. Now normally with like Force Impulse, the shield will open up and be like so. But that's not the case here because Sword and Blast Impulse don't do that. So the shield will always remain in its closed position. And you also get the standard beam rifle with a movable scope. There is a peg on this side, so you can peg it into its back skirt, like so. Standard assortment, and he's armed. Which is nice and standard and all. I mean, he can hold it because it is a... There is pegs and... I mean, there's a hole in the handle, so it will be tightly secured in his hand, like so. And he has no problem holding it and making himself look menacing with this. Now that I think about it, the color in the body reminds me a little bit of the Freedom or Justice. With the blue, white, and this like dark blue, almost black. Kind of reminds me of like the Freedom's torso. And I said he can hold this and it pegs into his hand, but apparently I'm being proven wrong right now by this thing. Oh well. But yeah, he can hold it pretty well in his hand. But that's just standard fare. But we get more. Also, before I get, because just like the other two, if you have other striker packs like I do, because I have the Illustrate from the remastered, also have the Sword Enlarger and the Strike Rouge Otori, you can attach this to his back and you can plug in one of their backpacks like that, or the IWSP or the Nors. IWSP and the Nors are still the only two I'm missing. I do plan on hopefully getting those soon. And if you want to attach this, you have to take out the core fighter, and like you can just plug this in like so. Oh, that popped off. That's weird. I never seen this one be that piece be an issue popping off. So he looks a little bit more solid, but he has a gap. Take this, because this will plug in right where the Impulse's back piece is connected to. Okay, now you're just being a pain. You plug it in like so, and now he looks like a normal backpack. Sadly though, with this one, it kind of, this and Swords, they're clashing because they're red instead of, it's blue instead of like red or whatever to match theirs. But yeah, I have now 3 of these, so 3 Impulses, 3 different backpacks. Too bad the Strike can't do that with his. But let's go ahead and re-plug him back in. But that's not what we came here for. We came here to see his new backpack, which is the Blaster Pack. You also get another one of these silhouette flyers, but no base for it. For Premium Bandai, they kind of skipped out and didn't give us a base. I want to say there's some extra leftover parts in there that could have been used for a base or something. Or it's either parts left in there from the... I want to say there was parts left in there from Sword and Force Impulse that's not used. That could have been used here, but oh well. So first off, let's look at its melee weapon, which is you have this one clear pink beam, which is sparkly, which is really nice. It's nice and sparkly. Look at that beautiful sparkle detail. And it's just like, this big long piece. You do get 2 handles and a connection piece, but only one with beam effect part. The other one is just left as a, extra that you're not using. Because there is a few parts here and there that is not used. And due to pretty much nearly the entire thing being a, being a entire spot he can hold it at. Yeah, he holds this pretty well. Yeah, and if you... Whoops, there goes the thumb. Don't worry about the... I do not want to lose a thumb. And if you want to try to make it look like that one episode where he lost his backpack and then he was turned around and took out the he lost his backpack to the freedom, and he was turned around and he just instantly like took out the what is it, the abyss. Yeah, you can do that. Make him look like he's about to toss this bad boy. You can make him look like he's about to do it. Or you can make him look like he's about to stab down on somebody. So you have options with that. It's nice there's some options with that. But now let's get on to the main goodness of this. And that's... I'm going to remove his shield. I did try this out and test, and I didn't notice that the shield doesn't get in the way, but the beam rifle did get in the way when it was stored on the back. And this thing gets stiff. Meat has the blaster weapon pack. It's a big boy. Nice in that military green, with some red and some gray tossed in there. And mind you, this is all like 2 plates put together to make this thing. And it's nice looking. There's few movement parts here and there, like the thrusters, they're moving. They move. The thrusters up top, they move as well with the on a hinge. You also got the real rail cannons up here that move. The missile launchers up here can move. And I'm going to admit this right now, mine is super stiff and tight. Because it's a ball joint here and a ball joint here. So you got rotation here and then rotation here. So you can do that like he did in the anime where these just rotated up so you can shoot missiles. You can then rotate these down like so. Like I said, I'm so scared with this thing because it's... Whoops. And the camera's got weak. Okay. So you can do like this. Camera, please. I think too many falls has hurt its demeanor. But yeah, you can do like so with this. It does have some opening parts. These open up. I want to say the show they used to store the spear in there, but I don't remember. And they also have pop-out handles. So yeah, he is loaded with this thing. But let's go ahead and get this bad boy on the Impulse. Same connection like you do the other two. The 2 holes back there, connecting it to this. And I will admit, this is a tight, solid fit. And boy, yeah, he is back heavy too. That thing is it's a beast on his back. But yet it doesn't hinder him. And thank God these things can rotate around so they don't get in the way. You can do that. And because of the thing unhinged, they can still move up. You can actually turn them outwards. Want to rain down some missiles? Sure, go ahead. He can do it. He can handle it. But be careful with doing it like this because his weight all shifts backwards and it's gonna shift him off his body. So be careful about doing that. You don't want to weaken his body or have it disconnected off. Now for the main fun part. Can he do this? Yes, he can. He says he can't be ready to fire. Yeah, this bad boy is set. That is posability. That is awesomeness. And if you want to, you could toss in even more firepower. Just blast them all. Don't worry, the Minerva got you covered. They'll resupply you. Yeah, but that's pretty wicked. And like I said, this is premium Bandai, so if you're looking for this yourself, um, you might want to search a premium Bandai store or Amazon or maybe eBay. But yeah, like I said, it's worth it. Especially if you're collected to Impulse and you have the other two as well. Yeah, but before we finish this out, you know this was gonna happen. So I'm gonna put Blast here. Ooh, even Nechi too. So I guess all of them are starting to have buttery fingers with their beam rifles. The sword. And last but not least, the Force. Having all three finally. And you can see the color contrast between all three of them too. You may see parts here and there that's like, oh, but that's the same. But that's just because it's universally the same. For instance, like the white, all the same. The yellow, all the same. And that's usually about it. Can't say the red because only select parts of the red is the same. But yeah, it's nice when you can see Force Impulse, Blast Impulse, Sword Impulse. I mean, you can see the upper portion, how the colors differ between them up top. Even at the waist. Like how different the front skirt coloring is. That's the biggest contrast difference right there. Imagine the mix and matching you could do. The color in the legs. So yeah, it's really nice like this. So yeah, that's it. Uh that's the Blast Impulse. I will see you guys next time when I get another Masquerade to review.